our brain cannot decipher versus what we visualize and what we're actually experiencing in the world. So the more clear we get on this and the more we write this in real time as we go through and play it out and envision it in our life on a regular basis, we are living out our future reality. And here's what I know to be true, is the more we do that, the more our current reality begins to match what we're visioning. There's a powerful part of our brain called the reticular activating system. Its job is to reveal to you what you tell it to be most important. Oftentimes when we've been struggling with a destructive or compulsive behavior in our life for an extended period of time, it's hard for us to envision a life without that behavior. Maybe we've been struggling with trying to break free from a pornography addiction. Maybe porn has been a part of our life since early childhood, which the research does point to early age exposure being a precedent for, or being a precursor for addiction later on in life. So maybe when we were a young man, maybe when we were a young boy, teenager, we first got introduced to pornography. And now here we are 15, 20 years later. We're in our mid to late 20s. We're in our early 30s. Maybe we've even been in our 40s. And we've been struggling with trying to break free from this addiction for a decade plus. Yet every time we say we're going to quit, somewhere in the future, we return back to that same behavior. So now when we think about living without pornography, we can't even envision ourselves not having it a part of our life. This was definitely the case for me in my mid 30s before getting on the other side of this addiction. And if you're hearing this, watching this right now, this may be the case for you too. So what we're going to do today is we're going to walk you through our 5-step process that we teach here at Rebuilt Recovery. Literally, I'm going to give you the entire blueprint on creating a life 100% free of pornography. Because if you can't see your life in the future being porn free, then brother, I can tell you without certainty or with certainty that you will never get to a life free of pornography. Because somewhere down the road, your subconscious will take over. And your subconscious job and goal and role in your life is to create and make your reality match your internal belief system. So if you don't believe that you can be free of pornography, you can go 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, a year. I've seen it happen. And somewhere down the road, life will get chaotic. Things will get beyond your own control. Stress at work will rise. You may run into some financial stress. You may have some relationships that are on the edge. And what happens at that point is we default back to our subconscious way of thinking. We default back to our subconscious programming. And what ends up happening then is we find ourselves caught up in exactly the same destructive patterns that we're trying to break free of right now. So it's fundamentally important for us from the beginning of embarking on this journey of getting clear first on what our life can look like without pornography, but more importantly, who must we become in that journey? So in this 5-step process that we're going to walk you through, we're going to help you create the vision for your life. We're going to help you break that down into an actionable blueprint. Okay. And as I mentioned in the intro, if you actually want this training delivered, we're going to give you a high-level overview today. If you actually want the training, we're giving it away for free. Man, I have to tell you that this is a part of our curriculum and probably the most important part. So the fact that I'm giving it away to you today for free is basically me handing over the keys to you creating your own porn-free life. Now, yes, you need to execute upon the plan, but the blueprint is going to be there for you. And if you actually want the training, if you want the PDF downloads, and you want everything to walk you through this exercise, you can visit rebuiltrecovery.com/vision. We'll link it down there in the show notes. We'll link it down there on YouTube in the description box as well. Literally going to give this training to you away 100% for free. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps, break each one of them down, give why it's set up in this way. And like I said, leave you here today with a blueprint for creating a porn-free life. And guys, as you know, this is not every single episode here at the Superhuman Life. We don't go in these training style of videos. Normally, our podcast is centered around conversations with world leaders, with inspirational authors, with entrepreneurs, with mindset coaches that are having massive change or producing massive change in the world. But what we've done here this week is with the launch of our brand new podcast, The Rebuilt Man, we wanted to bring today's conversation to give you a little bit of a flavor of what you're going to be getting over there with our new daily podcast. So if you're not subscribed to The Rebuilt Man, I know I'm giving you guys a lot here to do here today with the free training, with the new podcast. But head over to Apple, head over to Spotify. I'm going to link it down there in the show notes. Our brand new podcast dropped this morning called The Rebuilt Man, where we're coming at you 3 times per week, okay, with tactical trainings, just like what I'm giving you here today. So if you enjoyed this and want this on a regular basis, head over to The Rebuilt Man. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an upcoming episode. All right, guys, but I'm going to get into the training here, give you the 5 steps to creating a porn-free life, and leave you here today with everything you need to know and do to become a porn-free man. Now, the first step, the first part of this assignment is to complete a 48-hour fast. Yes, we're going to embark on a 48-hour fasting experience. It's going to transform you. It's going to allow you to begin to ask deeper questions internally to help you sharpen some of your senses. It's going to enhance your self-discipline. And the reason why we assign this first, men, is for 4 specific reasons. First and foremost is I want you aligned with God while you're writing this vision for your life. And this fast serves as a means to connect spiritually, allowing you to seek God's divine guidance while crafting the vision for the life that you can live free of pornography. You know, the Bible calls us time and time again to fast and seek the presence of the Lord. And what better way to embark on a journey for the vision of our new life without pornography than having God in our corner with us? So the first reason we're fasting here right at the beginning is to align ourselves with God's vision for our life. Number 2 is it's a practice in self-denial and trigger management. You will learn the art of denying yourself, honing the ability to respond to triggers and urges without succumbing to them, building resilience and self-control. You know, most of us have probably gone an entire day at some point in our adult life without eating food. Maybe it happened by accident. Maybe we were traveling. Maybe we were sick and ill and we just didn't eat for an entire day. So we've all experienced that before. But when you get into that second day, when you begin to approach 30, 36 hours, there will come some discomfort. There will come some challenges. There will come some triggers. And you learning to recognize those, get aware of them, and respond accordingly will play off massively beneficial for you in your pursuit of overcoming your pornography addiction. So reason number 2 is learning to control and build some self-denial practices. Third reason is we want you in a state of ketosis, which produces a heightened sense of mental clarity. By transitioning the body into a state of ketosis, the fast promotes heightened focus and mental clarity, facilitating clear and purposeful thinking during the vision writing process. For those of you guys out there that aren't familiar with ketosis or what the ketogenic diet produces, is it is an energetic state. Our body can operate from 2 sources of energy: glucose, stored sugar, which your body loves to operate from. Anybody that's been into the gym and has experienced a pump within the muscles, that is your body operating through a state of glycosis. Okay, you're burning stored sugar for fuel. Incredible for your body. Your brain, on the other hand, prefers to operate out of a state of ketosis. This is why anybody that's ever dabbled in the carnivore diet, anybody that's ever gone on a ketogenic diet, will talk about the heightened sense of mental clarity and focus that they experience, because they're tapping into what their brain prefers from an energetic state, which is the ketosis. So as we're sitting down to craft a vision for our life without pornography, wouldn't it make a whole lot of sense to be mentally clear, sharp, heightened focus while doing so? So that's the third reason why, men, we're going to fast here right at the beginning of this assignment for 2 days, is to heighten our mental clarity and tap us into a state of ketosis. And the fourth one is heightened sensitivity. What we've experienced and what I know to be true is fasting heightens your awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and environment, fostering a deeper connection with your current state of being. Okay. So if you're going to get clear on where you're going, you better be really clear and aware of where you currently are. So as we're aligning ourselves with God, we're seeking denial, we're learning to control ourselves, we're building some mental clarity and some focus. We also want to tap into our current emotional, mental, and physical state of being. And a 2-day fast will assist in doing that. Now, it's also important, men, to understand the physiological and psychological effects of fasting and how it's crucial in this transformative process. We know that fasting produces metabolic changes, cellular autophagy, hormonal regulation, and has psychological effects such as heightened mental clarity, emotional stability, enabling willpower, and giving you the ability to confront and control your addictive behaviors. So I'm not just asking you to not eat because I want you to feel uncomfortable and put you in some suffering. There's tremendous benefits that are going to come out of this assignment for you and getting clear on the man that you can be. So the first step in this 5-step process, men, is to complete a 48-hour fast. Once we've done that, prior to breaking the fast, we're going to go through a 4-step journaling process. So the next 4 steps will all be completed in one journal. And that'll tie this assignment, tie this exercise complete together for you. The first thing I want you to write down in your journal, I want you to get really, really clear on, is the 5-year vision for your life. Who can you become if you live without pornography for the next 5 years? Start by asking yourself some questions. How has porn impacted my life currently? How has it held me from becoming the man, or held me back from becoming the man that I know I can be? How has it impacted my ability to pursue meaningful goals? How has it impacted my ability to create lasting and meaningful relationships? How has it impaired my ability to actually level up my game in my finances? So if you know what the negative impacts have been, it's really easy to identify the ways in which your life can improve. So envision your life 5 years into the future, free from the shackles of pornography addiction. Describe in clear, specific detail all the achievements and positive changes you aspire to accomplish. But more importantly, men, it's not just about writing out a list of goals, dreams, and desires for you. It's actually breaking that down into getting clear on who is the man you must become in order to make that life a reality. Where are you lacking in skill sets? Where are you lacking in relationships? Where are you lacking in community connection? Where are you lacking in any area of your life? And when you're writing these things down, just as I did back in 2018, write them as if they've already happened. So as the recording of this, it's the end of 2023. So if I was completing this assignment for me today, I would say by the end of 2028, Frank Rich has built a multi-million dollar business with Rebuilt Recovery. His podcast, A Superhuman Life, is interviewing and flying around the world, interviewing some of the most incredible and inspiring people. His in-person studio here in Tampa has the ability to fly in and treat and accommodate leaders from all over the globe. We're giving 5, if not 6 figures of money on an annual basis to the charities and organizations that we love and support. Our family's setting on the path of creating a legacy with what it means to be a rich. We're building our dream home. We are traveling the world. We are having experiences. So I'm writing them as if they've already happened. Because when I go back and return to those things and think about them and read them, I want to be able to see myself living that out. Great athletes will talk about standing at the plate, standing in the box, watching that fastball come in. Literally, before they've even stepped into the batter's box, they've envisioned what it looks like to take a fastball and hit it 450 feet over the fence. Or when Michael Jordan took the game-winning shot in 98 against the Jazz, he had envisioned making that shot thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Our brain cannot decipher versus what we visualize and what we're actually experiencing in the world. So the more clear we get on this and the more we write this in real time as we go through and play that out and envision it in our life on a regular basis, we are living out our future reality. And here's what I know to be true is the more we do that, the more our current reality begins to match what we're visioning. There's a powerful part of our brain called the reticular activating system. Its job is to reveal to you what you tell it to be most important. I first heard this talked about by Ed Milet, and he always gives the example. Anytime we've purchased a new car, I just bought a Jeep Gladiator a year ago. I saw one in my neighborhood, and I said, damn, that truck looks sick. So I started to go online, and I started to shop around, started to pull them up on the websites. Within a week, I began to recognize that there were 7 Gladiators on my block. Not just the one that I saw, but 7 of them. Popular car in Land Lakes, Florida. But what had happened is because I saw importance in it and I began to seek it out through websites, I began to see it a lot more regular in my life. Now I can't go anywhere without seeing 2 or 3 gladiators. 2022 was a year of travel for me and Bentley, my dog. We took 3 or 4 different road trips. And I can remember one specifically. We were in Franklin, North Carolina, small town right outside the mountains, rained every single day that we were there. But I can remember being up there and thinking, God, every single person that lives in Franklin has a dog. You know, what's funny is I'd spent so much time making sure that Bentley had everything that he needed. I'd look in the rearview mirror. We'd stop multiple times on our drive up there. At that point in my life, dogs and cars were important to me. And as I got in Franklin, literally, like I said, every single pickup truck I saw had a dog riding shotgun. Now it's a year later, and I drive through Tampa. I drive through Land O'Lakes here. And I swear to God, I see every single dog that is riding shotgun in their human's car. I love it. I love it so much. So there's a little insight. Frank loves dogs. Frank loves cars with dogs in there. But we got to get clear, right, guys, on the 5-year vision of our life first. And once we know exactly what that 5-year vision looks like and who it is we need to become in order to make that reality, we want to bring it back home, get a little bit closer to our current time. So we're going to reverse engineer that plan into a 12-month outline for ourselves. If we're going to accomplish X goals and become X man in 5 years from now, where do we need to be in 1 year? What things do we need to be doing? What things do we not need to be doing? Who do we need to be connecting with? What things do we need to read? What books, what skills, what acquisitions must we develop? So we're going to go 5 years and we're going to bring it real close down to 1 year from now. Once we have that 1 year vision and roadmap for ourselves, we're going to bring it even a little bit closer to home. And we're going to go for the next 90 days. Get clear and write out and articulate your expectations for the next 3 months of your life, detailing how your life will positively change now that pornography no longer holds a buying and influence over you. Visualize the positive transformations in your relationships, in your mental health, in your mental well-being, in your overall lifestyle. Guys, give you something to really work towards and fired up every single morning when you wake up to tackle life and become this man. Because sometimes it can be hard to reach out and touch 5 years in the future. But you know what we can touch? Today and tomorrow. And if we know what the next 90 days is going to look like for us, touching today and tomorrow becomes a whole lot easier and a whole lot meaningful. So once we fasted for 48 hours, we've gotten super clear on a 5-year vision of our life. We're going to bring this back down into 1 year from now. Then we're going to map out a plan for the next 90 days of our lives. And remember, guys, if you want this training with a downloadable PDF and everything, it'll walk you through how to actually apply this to your life, visit rebuiltrecovery.com/vision or hit the link down there in the show notes or the description box below. But the fifth and final piece of this assignment is you confronting and facing failure. What I want you to do here with this assignment or this part of this assignment, men, is to confront the possibility of failing head on. Dive deep into the negative consequences that a continued porn habit would and will have on your life. Acknowledge the repercussions as a powerful motivator for staying committed to this program. And the reason why I believe that this can be a more powerful motivator than working towards our 5-year vision is we understand humans are influenced and driven by 2 factors or 2 forces. We're always motivated by the pursuit of reward or the pursuit of pleasure. But if we think back from evolutionary perspective, or we think back from things that have scared us the most, confronting failure oftentimes is a greater motivator, a greater driver. I must do this or else. Recently, we talked about how most men in this world need to hit a rock bottom moment in order for them to wake up. Well, I don't want that for any of you. I hit rock bottom in 2018. And it was years for me to get back. And if I could help you in any way preventing that from happening in your life, if I could help keep your marriage together, if I could help you from losing your business, if I could help you from never taking the challenges and stepping in the opportunities that are presented in front of you, if I could play a small fundamental role in helping you not hitting that rock bottom, I believe this assignment is going to do that. So think about that 5-year man that we thought about in the second step. What's the adverse of his life? What's the opposite? If you don't stay clean, how does your life begin to continue to spiral out of control? How does this destructive habit and behavior continue to negatively impact you? So get hyper clear. And if anything, spend more time on this than you did on all the other assignments. Now, there's a journal that I used back in 2018 that actually lays this out and gives you the pages and the blueprint for this entire assignment. It's called the Phoenix Journal. I've talked about it a lot. We talk about it in our program, the men that we coach and work with. If you guys want the Phoenix Journal, I'll link it down there in the show notes for you as well. But you don't need it. This can easily be done on a regular composition journal, a regular notepad. But the 5 steps, again, is we're going to fast for 48 hours. We're going to get hyper clear. We're going to align ourselves with God. We're going to improve our mental clarity. We're going to tap into a state of ketosis. Once we've completed the 48-hour fast, prior to breaking that fast, we're going to write out a 5-year vision for the man that we can become without pornography. We're going to break that 5-year vision down into a 1-year timeline that we can begin to work towards. We're going to take that 1-year vision and break it down into a 90-day game plan for us that we can win today, win tomorrow, win the next week. And then we're going to end the assignment by getting really, really clear on facing the failure and the possibility of us not succeeding in doing this. And like I said, guys, if you want to get this training sent to you absolutely free with a downloadable PDF, visit rebuiltrecovery.com/vision. We'll send it over to you right away. But if you got value out of this episode, guys, and you want to get more of this style from Coach Frank, make sure to head over to The Rebuilt Man. You can find it on Apple. You can find it on Spotify. You can see it on YouTube at our Coach Frank Rich channel. But we're coming at you with 3 times per week over there on The Rebuilt Man. But that's it for today, guys. Like I said at the beginning, if you cannot envision something in your life right now, you will never create that as a reality in your life. You must see it first before you can achieve it. So get out there, guys. Execute these 5 steps. Get clear on the man that you can become. I'm cheering you on. I'm in your corner. We want to help you. We want to guide you. We want to see you come out of this thing on the other side. Make sure to share today's episode, subscribe, rate, review, head over to The Rebuilt Man, and don't forget rebuiltrecovery.com/vision to get this training 100% free, sent to you right away. But Coach Frank Rich here. I love you guys. And we will see you in the next one.